Hello, friends. How are you today? It's been a long week. It's Friday, August 16th in the evening, and the full moon is in 3 more days. So we're at the end of the new moon cycle. So this new moon from August 5th included the August 8th Lionsgate energies. I just put an article on Substack. It's really well worth reading. And I explain how these energies that we're in actually last through about September 11th. And they set the tone for the next 6 months, and I explain why. So please take a look at that to get a deeper understanding, for a deeper dive on why that's the case. But the key thing I want to talk to you about right now is raw reality, and I want to talk about the psyops and the matrix and what's the real meaning of that. So this week has been just really raw reality. Pluto is at 0 degrees of Aquarius still, and it's retrograde, and it's an exact sextile with Neptune at 29. And Neptune, this is a spiritual planet, and it's in Pisces. But when you add a Plutonian energy to Neptune, you have the ability to really look straight into the depths of the soul. And if you're lucky, you might even look straight into the depths of your own soul. And you might really discover something. Everybody talks about the matrix and psyops now. And I think that's a good thing, because it's good that we're finally aware of these things. But if the outer reflects the inner, how do we gain true clarity? We gain true clarity in the external world by knowing ourselves. And the energy at this time is potent for that. And if you utilize it, you make the effort and you set the intention, I'm going to look into the heart of the matter, then I really think you're going to be able to work these next 6 months to your benefit in a really meaningful way. Because the application of effort is going to really pay off. Why? Because the external energies are supporting you at this time to do this. Number one. And number two, we're in the first 6 months of the galactic new year, which is essentially July to July or August to August. If you use, August 8th as the date. And I explain the details of this in my Substack article. It's called God Built You for These Times. Because God did build us for these times. He made us strong, man. He made us strong. And so what I wanted to say is that, as you look at dropping the illusion out in the world, and maybe you do research or you've come to make observations that are insightful or meaningful to you, where we really can make change in our lives is when we do that in our own lives, when we're really willing to see the truth, no matter what it is. The truth of other people in our lives, the truth of family, friends. And I'm not talking about making judgments here. I'm just talking about making an observation and letting ourselves see just the truth without the need to sugarcoat something, without the need to say, well, it's this way, but it should be that way. Just to see something as it is. And if you're the observer, then things will always be colored by your personal experience, the way you view the world. And that's okay, because you're the main character in your own play, in your own show, in your own life. But what I'm saying is that when we look upon situations with love and acceptance, but I mean like the real thing, I mean truly, like when we say this has happened and it's harsh, it's raw, it's not what I want reality to be, but yet this is what it is. And you can say a certain event happened, this is how everybody participated or responded, this is how I feel about it. I really wish it wasn't this way. But yet, if you can be in a situation like this and do your best, if you can be in a situation like this where just the ugly, raw reality of something that is hard in life rearing its ugly face right in front of you, and you can look at it and say, I'm going to be present, I'm going to observe, I'm not going to rush to judgment, I'm just going to be here with it, face it, call it by name, and be present, as the living representative of my own soul, the divinity that made me. And I'm going to make the most of this moment, or I'm going to enjoy this moment to the extent I can, or I'm going to do the right thing in a hard situation to the best of my ability. I'm going to show up, because sometimes just showing up in whatever way that means for you is what you can do. Sometimes a situation is so challenging that just being present is an act of courage. Just being there. And then what if there are a lot of choices and none of them feels good, but you've still got to make a choice? And you could make the hard choice. You could make the choice that is the hardest one, because it's not what you want to do, but it's the right thing to do. And it so strongly that your soul, God's guidance is saying that in you, this is it. And maybe God's guidance is saying no, and you want the answer to be yes. And you don't know why God's guidance is saying no, but you know that there's got to be a reason. The divine force knows so much more, right? And then you choose trust or not. You choose faith or not. And when you go with the no, when you want it to be yes, but you go with no and you say no, and you just entrust that that was my answer when I prayed on it. The answer was to say no. And I don't like that. It would feel better to say yes, but I'm going with what's right. I'm going with, my heart and soul, because ultimately that is going to actually be, so much better. Somehow, in a way that I don't know what that is yet. It would have felt good to say yes. It would have felt good to take the shortcut. It would have felt good to do all those things, and that would have been temporary, because ultimately it wouldn't have been the right thing. And so, we do this, and we may even be facing life and death decisions, and life and death decisions that affect other people. How do you know you're doing the right thing? You do the best you can. You talk to God the best you can. You get the answer the best you can, and in trust and faith, you make a decision. And you do what you can. And that's life. And that's the raw reality. The raw reality is, in the moment, you do the best you can. And you hope that one day you'll see the bigger picture and you'll know it was the right thing. Because the right thing often doesn't feel good in the moment, but it's the lasting thing. It's the enduring thing. It's the faithful thing. It's a faithful action. And it doesn't leave you with a short-term feel-good experience. But in 10 years looking back, if you know you did the right thing, now that would be awesome, wouldn't it? And if you followed those parameters the best you could, then it's the best you can do. And that's all right. That's life. That's facing the raw reality. That's showing up, doing the best you can in a difficult situation. Good job. And that's where we're at. That's the energy of this time. And it sets the tone for the next 6 months. It's sobering. You know why I'm smiling? I'm smiling and even chuckling because the strongest life, the strongest ideas, the strongest relationships, they're built on getting to the heart of the matter. And this is how we do it. This is how we get to the heart of the matter. Takes bravery, courage, willingness. We got this. We can do it. And we can support each other doing it. We can get to the heart of the matter.